I am Senator Rosemary McAuliffe from the 1st Legislative District, which includes Bothell, Briar, Mountlake Terrace, Maltby, King, and Snohomish County. Recently, the Senate introduced a proposal to rebalance the state budget using a mix of one-time resources, budget cuts, and new revenue. This budget will protect Washington's economic future and quality of life. I don't believe the public wants us to put our schools, colleges, and universities and our environment at risk. There's only so far you can cut before you get to that tipping point and start hurting our economic future. So to plug a $2.8 billion budget hole, the proposal uses reserves, federal funds, and various fund shifts to the tune of $1.1 billion. Cuts and services and public employee compensation by $838 million and raises $918 million in new revenue. Of the new revenue, $518 million comes from the closure of tax loopholes, tax preferences for which beneficiaries have not been required to defend annually alongside supporters of other core budget priorities. We must be re-examining these preferences because they have no longer a benefit to the state's economic climate. It is always good policy to re-examine and evaluate tax breaks over time, especially during a financial crisis. Another $313 million in new revenue would come from a 3-year increase to the state sales tax by 0.3 of a penny. Another $86 million would be generated by a $1 per pack increase to the state cigarette tax. Those taxes are partially offset by an implementation of the Working Families Tax Credit, which is an attempt to buffer the taxes to low-income families. These families pay approximately 15% in sales tax versus 3% for our higher income earners. The budget also assumes the creation of a small tax credit for small businesses to create new jobs. The budget leaves a responsible reserve of $595 million, higher than what was left in the governor's all-cut budget. This proposal features efforts to genuinely reform government, most notably by consolidating 3 natural resource agencies into one, dramatically restructuring the General Assistance Unemployable Program, and the elimination of the state printer. Further, the plan makes a statement about Senate Democrats' core priorities by protecting funding for early learning, funding on K-12 by fully funding levy equalization, all-day kindergarten for at-risk students, and the state need grant. And the proposal maintains the basic health plan for 60,000 among our working poor. Our budget decisions not only directly affect the current needs of students, seniors, foster children, the unemployed, and people with disabilities, but they also shape our economic future. This is a tough time for the families and businesses in Washington State. This budget provides a balance with cuts, savings, and revenue. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to providing you more updates from Olympia soon.